Hi, I'm Paul, and I hope to achieve qualified teacher status through the assessment only route. This is a little video about me, and so I suppose we should probably make a start. So that's me, as you probably worked out. Don't know really why I put the photo there, but it seemed appropriate at the time. I went to school in Edinburgh. That becomes relevant later. And then after that, I went to Oxford and graduated in '91 with a 2-1 in PPE. And that takes us into Act 1, I suppose. It seems that most PPEists graduating at about that time had two principal options in front of them. One was politics, and I accept no responsibility for that lot, and the other was finance, and that's kind of where I went. So I did a couple of years at Goldman Sachs, and then joined a small broking house called Crosby that saw me move from London to Southeast Asia and various ports within that, and then back again and out again. And in fact, it was in Jakarta in 1998 where I lived through the popular overthrow of President Suharto. Kind of tense times. We had to emergency evacuate the office through roadblocks and all sorts of exciting stuff. And it was about that time that I realised that whatever finance might have in store for me, it probably couldn't be as interesting or as exciting as what I had just gone through. And so that prompted a bit of a rethink, which takes us on to our intermission. First of all was a gap year where, much delayed, I got crossed a few things off the list. And then when I came back from that, I got involved in the dot-com boom. We were building cricket websites. Unfortunately, that's not one of our websites. Had that been the case, then we might not be having this conversation right now. But it was in the context of that I found myself talking to my former headmaster, and we were discussing his website in general, and I said the fateful words, "Oh, by the way, are you still looking for a teacher of history and politics?" And so began a 20-year career in education. So I started off at my old school, Merchiston, and then moved in fairly rapid order to Eltham, then on to Cokethorpe, and then to Stowe. And 4 different schools, many different roles, from classroom teacher to head of department to head of year to indeed director of studies. And that's brought us largely to where we are now. An opportunity for me to look back on that time and to reflect upon where I might want to go next. And that brings us to Act 3. In Act 3, what I want to do is to take those skills, abilities and understanding that I've acquired over the years to new, interesting and challenging environments. Now, the environments might be new and challenging, but I don't think that the central role will have changed dramatically. And that's driven by the central thesis that no one can understand or learn anything for anybody. And so the role of the teacher is about encouraging the student to accept responsibility for their learning. You show them what they have to learn, how they can learn it, and perhaps even why they can learn it. And if you get that right, then they will take responsibility for their own learning, and your job then becomes one of enabling and encouraging, and then ultimately getting out of the way and watching them as they become the person that they always wanted to be. Sometimes that process takes a little bit longer and is a little bit harder than anyone would necessarily like, but that just means that the ultimate satisfaction at the end of the day is that much greater. And that really is about it from me. Thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you in due course. All the very best. Goodbye.